Hi everybody, welcome back to You Tips for You. Today I have a great tip for you. I want to talk to you about using honey to heal wounds, to help prevent scarring and to help wounds heal faster. Now honey has been used to heal wounds and treat skin problems for centuries. It's been around for a long time. It goes back to the ancient Greeks. But then in the early turn of the century, in the early 1900s, antibiotics were discovered. And so honey kind of came out of favor in favor of antibiotics. With the new antibiotic-resistant microorganisms that are developing and causing severe bacterial illnesses, honey has gotten a second look. Now, honey is a naturally occurring antimicrobial, an antifungal, and an antiviral. It's wonderful to apply to the skin to help it heal. It's also great to take inside the body to help heal things as stomach ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, acid reflux, a whole myriad of things. Now, you know I've recommended eating or adding honey to my natural teas that I use to help you get better when you're sick. I'm a big proponent of natural honey. In fact, I love raw honey, which is an unpasteurized, unprocessed honey which has live enzymes in it. You can get them at any health food store, whole food store, and even supermarkets are now carrying raw honey. It's very beneficial for you. Now, if you have a very large wound or burn, there is something on the market called Medi honey. Now, Medi honey is completely purified. Now, many times when they gather the honey from the flowers and they're processing it, some germs can get in. Now, fortunately, most germs cannot survive in honey so they cannot reproduce. But there are spores that can. And if you've heard of botulism poisoning, that is one of them. That is why you don't give honey. I'm sure you might have heard that you don't give honey to infants. And it is because the possibility of botulism can exist in honey. So what they do is they radiate the honey, which purifies it, so that if there are any spores that will produce the botulism bacterium, they will be killed. So for very large wounds and things like that, anybody who's compromised immune system, the Medi honey is great for you. There's also a honey that has a very high level of bacteria-fighting enzymes, and that's called the Manuka honey, and it comes from Australia and New Zealand from a Manuka bush. And they say that honey has even higher properties of bacteria-fighting enzymes in it. But I just use regular honey, and what I want to tell you that you can do with it, not only can you put it on cuts and scrapes and things like that, but you can also put it on acne. Now, you know I always say don't pick at your face because you're just going to make things worse. Unfortunately, when you pick at it, you can cause skin inflammation, swelling, cause more pimples to come out. However, we all know, we've been there, you're going to do it. And if you do it, please carefully do it. Use a warm compress on it first to soften up your skin and to bring whatever debris is under the skin to the surface, and then gently go around it from the bottom up and try to lift it out. And that's when you can apply your honey. You can also apply honey to acne that has not been touched. So if you just woke up in the morning and you've got a new pimple, start applying the honey to it. So either you can do it to a treated pimple where you've touched it and now you've caused a problem, or you can use it to one that you haven't touched. I prefer you don't touch it and just try to let it heal. Placing honey on the acne will help reduce the swelling. It forms a barrier against moisture. It's got enzymes in it that will prevent bacteria and try to kill the bacteria. And it will help your acne heal. It will help you prevent scarring. It keeps it moist. What I think is a good idea is after you apply the honey, put a little Band-Aid over the wound, because a moist wound heals quicker. Now, obviously you don't want to walk around all day like this, but if you are going to sleep, this is a great treatment when you go to bed at night. You just put some honey on and then you put the Band-Aid over it. Try to put the honey on 2 to 3 times a day on the areas of your face where you need it. And you'll see some great results. Now, the honey contains something very interesting, and this is how it has an antimicrobial property. When the bees make honey, they excrete an enzyme into it. This enzyme forms hydrogen peroxide, low levels of it. So when you place it on your wound, the low levels of hydrogen peroxide help keep your wound clean, help fight infection, and it also has another interesting property. What honey does is that it draws moisture out of the wound. Without moisture, the bacteria can't reproduce. So what it does is it reduces the bacteria's ability to keep multiplying so that it grows into an infection. Honey is a wonderful gift of nature. It's also great for reducing swelling. That's why it's a great thing for acne. So give it a try. It may take 2 to 3 days for any wound or acne spot to be sterilized because of the low level of hydrogen peroxide, which keeps on working. It will help you reduce any scarring or possibility of infection. So it's a wonderful thing. And it's also so healthy for you. It's full of antioxidants. It's just a great thing. If you've never seen raw honey, this is the one I use. It's just called raw honey, and I get it from Vitacost.com. They have great prices on their honey. You can get it anywhere at any Whole Foods store. Even supermarkets are starting to carry it. And just to show you, it's creamy and cloudy. See how it looks? And there's often a layer on the top of kind of a thicker material, which is called the propolis. And it's not as sweet tasting as the clear honeys that we all grew up, using. It's creamier, and it's more of a subdued sweetness. And I love it on muffins and bread, and always in my teas. It is just a fantastic thing for you. And again, its properties for wound healing. It also helps with wounds that are really stubborn wounds that have a hard time healing. Bed sores, if you know an elderly person or you're dealing with an elderly person who is bedridden, and they often develop bed sores, which are very hard to heal. Honey has been used on those. And as I said, you might want to consider the Medi honey for that, the sterilized version, anytime you have any kind of compromised situation or a problem healing, rather than the regular honey. But for my purposes and anybody's regular purposes with, the cuts and the wounds that we all get, normal occurring things, acne, you can use the regular honey for that. You don't have to buy the special Medi honey for that. This is if you've got an unusual situation of infection, then I would say you might want to consider the Medi honey, because it's been properly sterilized for the botulism bacterium that I spoke to you about. If you have a wound or a cut that you'd like to treat with honey, just make sure you clean it very well, wash it out. Don't put anything on your skin that you wouldn't put on your eyes. So dumping all kinds of alcohol on it and stuff is very irritating. And what it actually can do, it can slow down the body's ability to fight the infection. As soon as you get hurt, platelets come to the rescue and all your little disease-fighting mechanisms, and dousing them with hydrogen peroxide hurts the good guys as well as the bad guys. So you can use some salt water, soap and water, wash it out. When it's nice and clean, put your layer of honey on it and put a gauze bandage over it just to keep it, and then you have to change it periodically. And the gauze bandage will be easy to take on and off because the honey provides a nice barrier of protection, keeping your wound moist. A moist wound heals much faster. Well, I hope you found this video helpful and interesting, and that you might have not known all these wonderful things about honey. And for those of you that are having problems with acne, give honey a try and place it on those pimples and on anything that you've disturbed on your face that you want to heal faster. and you will see great improvements with honey. It is a terrific natural product. So please subscribe because I have so much more to come, something for everyone. And please do visit me at my blog spot where I do a lot of writing on many different topics that are helpful and useful. And I will see you soon. Okay, bye-bye now.